Hey everybody, it's me, Richard, with Nightmares Anyone. So let's get into these 5 horror reads. Come right back after the intro. Hey, welcome back everybody. So, let me see if I can show you this badass Pennywise right here. And then there is my skeleton. Yeah, this came to me a couple years ago from the horror author A. Lopez Jr. And you can't really see it, but he is a skeleton delivering a horror Christmas package. Yeah. And it's funny, speaking of packages and deliveries, right now it's about 5:40, December 9th. Can you guys believe it? Yeah, I can't. It's, let's turn this light down. Yeah, wow. It's December 9th, you guys. Can you believe it? So, I've been reading or listening to a lot of horror lately. And first off, before I get into these books, I want to welcome some new subscribers to the channel. So, yeah, I got to throw my glasses on because it's a fucking bitch getting old. So, let's welcome to the channel. I can't believe I just did that. Let's welcome to the channel Comer with a K, Sally Cernuska. Sorry if I slaughtered your last name there. Patricia Bush, Damon Fountain. Now, Damon Fountain, it could be Damone too, because it's with an O. Damone Fountain sounds like the title of a great horror book. Yeah, that would be a great horror title. Armand's Opinion. Those of you that haven't checked out Armand's Opinion, he does some really cool book reviews on there. You need to go on there. Super Comic Nerd, LAG3. The only reason why I said LAG, because it was all in capitals. Ruben Coronado, Musicians Reveal Podcast, Marty Ramirez, Susan Gale, Dorothy Dotson. That's funny, Dorothy Gale. 2 different people though. Susan Gale and Dorothy Dotson. Dorothy Dotson, did you get teased Dottie Dot when you were a kid? Unless Dotson is your married name. That's a pretty cool last name. D-O-T-Z-E-N, not like the car. So, welcome to the channel, everybody. So, yeah, I got a package just now. I just came about 15 minutes ago. And I don't know what this is. There's no return address, but it came from Wonder Books in Maryland. I think this is something from Jason Stocks, also known as SunnyValeReject. The man cracks my ass up. He's a junior high, he's a school teacher, and he does the coolest reviews. He does tons of horror unboxings, book unboxings, and him and his son do some of the creepiest little shorts. Yeah, if you guys don't follow SunnyValeReject, go check him out. He's pretty damn funny. But his name is Jason Stocks. He's a published author, and I've showed his books that he has sent me. He writes very twisted, dark poetry. Yeah, but the man cracks me up. I think this package is from him, because he said I had something coming and I should get it on the 9th. So maybe that's what it is. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, actually 4 books today. Sorry. Yeah, I don't have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't have the physical books because I listen to the audio book. So I'm going to be popping up the covers here. So I'm going to read you guys. You guys know that I read a book called The Boys in the Valley by Philip Fracassi, and I gave it a 5-star review here on the channel. I loved that book. Now, this is the second one I've read since I read Boys in the Valley, and wow, this one just, well, here we go. Yeah, so I'm going to pop up the cover here. This is The Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre. Yeah, it sounds like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was published September 30th, 2025. It's by Philip Fracassi. Now I'm going to read you guys the back cover or the book description. So let me open this. Yeah. Wow, that's even a creepier kind of, yeah, that's a creepy look. Too bad I have to have my glasses on. You guys get that, that. So, let's go. So here's the cover. Very cool cover art. This, like I said, was published September of 2025. It says, brimming with dark humor, violence, and mystery, The Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre is a blood-soaked slasher sure to keep listeners guessing until the very end. This program is read by blah, blah, blah. Rose Dubois is not your average final girl. Rose is in her late 70s, living out her golden years at the Autumn Springs Retirement Home. When one of her friends dies alone in her apartment, Rose isn't too concerned. Accidents happen, especially at this age. Then another resident drops dead, and another. With bodies stacking up, Rose can't help. But are these accidents, old age, or something far more sinister? Together with her best friend, Miller, Rose begins to investigate. The further she digs, the more convinced she that there's a killer on the loose at Autumn Springs. And if she isn't careful, Rose may be their next victim. Also by Philip Fracassi, Boys in the Valley, which I gave a 5-star review. I gave this book, well, I'll read you what I wrote first. Fracassi must have been under contract to get a book out. Not his best. After having loved this author's Boys in the Valley so much that I really thought that this was going to be a great, unusual, and gory ride. But with senior citizens at the helm, now that would have been a fucking great book. That would have been a great book. It was a uniquely told story, but then it got too predictable. Rose Dubois is like your Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls, but she has a scary and very unusual side to her trampy as hell personality. Yes, she is very popular at the senior retirement living home she lives in, and her senior community has no idea what is about to take place. Murder in the most peculiar and gruesome ways. This is where the story was very unique, and this was a lot of suspenseful fun. I posted a messed up review, but the book just, I gave it 3 stars. The book just got really predictable. The ending was really rushed, and it's not scary at all. It's almost kind of funny. It's almost kind of slapstick humorish. I would recommend it. I would recommend it for people that, you know, want to go into horror, not being really scared. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys my new shirt. The Evil Queen's Apple Orchard. You pick, we poison. Yeah. But yeah, I gave it 3 stars. Not his best. The next book I want to review, though, is damn it, Richie, is this book. This book was great. This was The Whisperings, right here, badass cover art by Joel A. Sutherland. Wow, where do I go with this? I'm gonna read you the back cover. It says, Burn Our Bodies Down meets delicious monsters in this terrifying new young adult horror by acclaimed master of the macabre, Joel A. Sutherland. Joanna and her younger brother Peter aren't used to setting down roots. Ever since the violent murder of their mother, their father can't stay in one place for long. Haunted by the literal ghosts of the past, he has what he calls the Whisperings, and will do anything to protect his children from the horrors that torment him. When the family moves to Burlington, Vermont, Joanna thinks they finally found a place to call home. They rent the lower half of a creepy yet comfortable mansion downtown, and Joanna actually begins to fit in at school, thanks in part to Willem, a handsome and single classmate. But a near-death experience awakens the Whisperings in Joanna, and she soon realizes her family isn't the only family living in the house. She meets the Keels, ghosts forced to relive their own gruesome murders every night. As they say, misery loves company, and suddenly Joanna is forced to protect the ones closest to her from a supernatural threat in this horrifying haunted house story for teen readers. Now, like I've told you guys so many times, I don't know what makes or considers a book YA horror. Maybe because it has teenagers in it, but I'm going to tell you what I wrote and how I reviewed the book. I said, to all the bad reviews, remember this is a horror ghost story, not meant to be real. People are really slamming this book saying, oh God, it was so unpredictable and so unbelievable. Come on, it's a fucking horror story, people. It's a ghost story. It's a haunted house story. I really enjoyed this teen tale of horror about a teenage girl, Joanna, and her younger brother, Peter, who are forced to move from one place to another on their father's whims because he is battling what he calls the Whisperings, which are voices and the spirits of the dead. With this being the first of this author's works, I will read him again. After their mother is violently murdered, the siblings are placed in ways of living that no one, especially a kid, should be forced to live out. Their father is so bad at being a dad who is supposed to care and understand his children's loss of their mother that it is disgusting. When Jo learns of and meets the Keels, a family of ghosts, she learns of what it means to have to, quote, live and live again in this well-told ghost story. Yes, there are times when spots of silliness show up, but hey, overall, this is a very uniquely told tale of loss, horror, and the love of a parent that might just bring a tear to your eye. I will and would highly recommend this ghost story to anyone. The bug factor made my skin crawl, though, and there are some great scenes of gruesome gore in this supposedly YA tale of horror and living in a truly haunted house. I gave this a 4.25 Scream. I loved this book. It was a fast and quick read. These two kids, Peter, though he's the younger brother, he kind of is a pain in Joanna's ass, but she doesn't really know how she would live life dealing with what she deals with without him in her life. Does that make sense? There are some really good scenes of gore in this book. The relationship between her and her dad is so, you know, he loves her and you know she loves her dad, but it comes across that he blames her for a lot of the stuff. But when you find out the twist and what happens, the book is very well written. Joel A. Sutherland, I would read again in a minute. So I've been looking for another horror book by him, with not really very good luck. But that cover artwork is so badass. The girl, she kind of looks like she's in smoke or water with the blood coming out of her eyes. Great cover art. Yeah, I liked it. I really liked it, as a matter of fact. The next book that I want to talk about is this is another one that was and The Whisperings was published August 5th of 2025. Now this next one came out October 7th of 2025, and this is Neil Sharpson's Knock Knock Open Wide. Now that's a pretty cool Maleficent reminiscent cover art. It looks like two souls, like kind of twisted cut. But I'm gonna now this gets an average 4-point rating on Goodreads. I'm gonna read to you the back cover. Knock Knock Open Wide weaves horror and Celtic myth into a terrifying, heartbreaking supernatural tale of fractured family bonds, the secrets we carry, and the veiled forces that guide Irish life. Driving home late one night, Etain Larkin finds a corpse on a pitch-black country road deep in the Irish countryside. She takes the corpse to a remote farmhouse. So begins a night of unspeakable horror that will take her to the very brink of sanity. She will never speak of it again. 2 decades later, Betty Fitzpatrick, newly arrived at college in Dublin, has already fallen in love with the drama society and the beautiful but troubled Aisling Mallon. Yes, it's a lesbian drama angst book. As their relationship blossoms, Aisling goes to great lengths to keep Betty away from her family, especially her alcoholic mother, Etain. As their relationship blossoms, Betty learns her lover's terrifying family history and Aisling's secret obsession. Aisling has become convinced that the horrors inflicted on her family are connected to a seemingly innocent children's TV show. Everyone in Ireland watched the show in their youth, but Ash soon discovers that no one remembers it quite the same way as she does. And only Aisling seems to remember it's a small black goat puppet who lives in a box and only comes out if you don't behave. They say he's never come out. Almost never. When the door between the known and the unknown opens, it can never close again. Okay, now, like I said, this gets an average rating of 4 stars. I said, first and last for me from this author, this was the worst. This book was as if you took the worst characters from Glee, crossed them with Mean Girls, and then throw it and mix in a bit of Mr. Magic, that terrible book that I just reviewed on the channel. And this is the messed up, slow as shit, unrevealing outcome. Knock, knock. Open wide. Hello? Where was the supposedly creep factor and well-executed reveal here? The writing starts out slow, then just gets slower and slower and slower. And this could have been a really good creep fest with tons of scares and gore. Why didn't the author take you further into that scary little goat thing that lives in the box? Why didn't you make the little puppet thing a bigger part of the story? I can't stand where girls are lesbian one day and then not. Stupid and cannot recommend this to anyone. Skip it. I gave it 1.5 for stupid people. Not stupid people that read the book, stupid people that are in the book. Not a good book. It was just dumb. At like 71%, I almost DNF'd it, but I thought, you know what? I might as well just finish it. I'm almost done. It was horrible. Not a good book. The next one I want to talk about. So this one also came out October 7th of 2025. This is The Devouring Light by Kat Ellis. Very cool cover. Very cool cover. I love the green. the dark shadowing trees, and that scary, what looks like to be a haunted mansion slash castle. This gets an average rating of 3.65. Here is what the review says. Clown in a cornfield meets the cabin in the woods in this twisty, blood-curdling delight from acclaimed author Kat Ellis about a group of rivals stranded in an abandoned house that seems to have plans of its own for them. When Hayden Romero and her rival, Deacon Rex, alongside their bands, including Hayden's ex, Cairo, are stranded on their way to a rock festival, she thinks missing the gig is the worst thing that could happen. She's wrong. Marooned in treacherous swamplands with no way out, the group stumbles upon an eerie, decaying house. It seems like a safe haven, a place to wait out the storm. However, the house isn't just abandoned. It's been waiting for them. This story's been done so many times. Bodies begin to pile up. The walls start to close in. Twisted secrets come to light. And unless Hayden and the others can survive long enough to escape, the house will claim them forever. True horror in the most fun sense of the word. The devouring light will have readers on the edge of their seats, bracing themselves for jump scares, flinching with every plot twist, and most importantly, reading with the lights on. Perfect for Halloween reading. Ideal for fans of the supernatural, for teens who love dark and scary stories. You want to know what I wrote? This was horrible. Take the Disney Channel's Hannah Montana, but place the reality TV show runner-up Jackie Evancho, yes, that opera teen singer, herself, cross it with a wannabe horror plot, and then add in some Twilight. Wannabe drama between an annoying as hell teenage girl and the boy that knocked her off that singing competition show when she was a teen, and splice them together, and this is what you would come up with. This is such terrible writing that it makes me wonder how this even got published or gets these reviews. I cannot recommend this wannabe YA thriller to anyone unless you just want to waste 8 hours. I DNF'd this trash at 46% as I could not take anymore. Skip this one. I gave it 1.5 for so what? Hey, I would have given it one just for the cover art. This book sucked. I thought this book was horrible. The writing is so annoying. The people and the characters in this book are just ridiculously stupid. Now, so yeah, that's the 4 book reviews. So here's the package I got from Wonder Books. Let's open this. I think, like I said, I think this is from Jason. Let's see. I've never read this author. So this is Chuck Palahniuk's The Invention of Sound. Looks brand new. It's a beautiful hardback copy. A father's decades-long search for his missing daughter, a young woman about to engineer the perfect scream, the most dangerous secret Hollywood has ever kept. Is there a piece of paper in here? It's from Jason Stocks, also known as SunnyValeReject. And this piece of paper, no way. You are kidding me. Jason sent me a signed first edition by Chuck Palahniuk, The Invention of Sound. Jason, I've never read this author before. I've always wanted to, and I've never read anything by him, but it says Gates Foster lost his daughter, Lucy, 17 years ago. He's never stopped searching. Suddenly, a shocking new development provides Foster with his first major lead in over a decade, and he may finally be on the verge of discovering the awful truth. Meanwhile, Mitzi Ives has carved out a space among the Foley artists, creating the immersive sounds giving Hollywood films their authenticity. Using the same secret techniques as her father before her, she's become an industry-leading expert in the sound of violence and horror, creating screams so bone-chilling they may as well be real. Soon, Foster and Ives find themselves on a collision course that threatens to expose the violence hidden between Hollywood's glamorous facade, a grim and disturbing reflection on the commodification of suffering and the dangerous power of art. The invention of sound is Palahniuk at the peak of his literary powers, his most suspenseful, most daring, and most genre-defying work yet. Whoa! This dude is very different looking. Those are some tattoos there, young man. Wow. If those are real, those are some tattoos. Yeah, his first book, 1996's Fight Club, was the book and the basis for the movie with Brad Pitt. Jason, thank you so much for this beautiful copy. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hardback first edition. I love the pink. I love the pink. And Palahniuk does pink a lot on his covers. So, Jason, you've also got something coming to you. It went out a couple days ago. Yeah, you guys. So I want to also share something with you. With this being December and Christmas coming up here soon, I wanted to ask a lot of you, have you ever read this gory, sick, perverted, twisted book? It's a Gore holiday horror fest. I talked about it years and years ago on my old channel. This book was originally published in 1998. This is Robert Devereaux's Santa Steps Out, a fairy tale for grown-ups. I'm going to be talking to you guys about this book in the next video. So, hey, I want to tell you guys all, pick up a good scary book. Have great nightmares. And Jason Stocks, also known as SunnyValeReject, check him out right here. Thank you so much for the beautiful book, dude. I love getting books and horror memorabilia from people that I've never even met before. This guy is really, really funny. Generous, very funny. I could imagine he would be that school teacher that when you're a kid or a teenager, he would be that teacher that you just love and cry on the last day of school when you graduate from middle school or even high school. Jason, thanks again for the book, you guys. Stay scary, stay scared, you guys, and have great nightmares. Hey, as always, have good nightmares. See you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right there. Throw me a thumbs up. Take care, you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.